What's up, guys? I'm Scar here from theScore eSports here with Freeze, the AD carry of H2K, one of the AD carries of H2K.
Yep.
How are you doing at this event, Freeze?
It's amazing so far. The venue is crazy. It's super small, but it's super just amazing. You know, like look around. It's theater from like sort of reminds me like a European 18th, 16th century, something like that. Not really culture-wise, but it's been amazing here for sure.
Some of the viewers may not understand like what exactly you're doing here. Like, can you kind of clarify like what happened for you and kind of your journey here?
All right, so the last team I played was Renegades for NA LCS, and then after there was like some drama around it, and then I got an offer from H2K, which I decided to take because I knew if I take the offer, I will be at Worlds. Like the team was one of the best in Europe, and other teams were not that great, you know. So I took that, and then I started practicing super hard, and I sort of like injured myself. Where like week one I couldn't play for 2 days, for example, because my hand hurt a lot and started trying to fix it. I was going to rehab, massage, whatever, everything you do, like exercises, nothing helped, you know. And I sort of fought with it throughout the split, hoping it's gonna pass away and get better, but it only was getting worse. And it got worse to the point where I kept fighting with it, and I like every time I played the game, I had insane pain. I couldn't focus on the game, and I was performing super bad. So I just said I can't play anymore. You guys have to take for given, because we knew this was the issue with H2K, that my hand might just pass, like go not be helpful anymore for me. So we signed Forgiven as a sub, and then Forgiven started playing, and the team started doing very well, and we qualified for Worlds, and now we're top 8, and we're playing Albus NoX tomorrow.
So you're kind of in like a very unique position because you were originally the AD carry, starting AD carry. Now you're kind of more of the background, like I guess more of an analytical mind. You're trying to help the team from behind the scenes. What exactly are you doing for the team right now?
Well, I don't really do much because the team is very smart already, but like I do a lot of for myself. I watch Forgiven play all the time. It was very helpful in the beginning when I got to understand how he sees the game, how he plays. You know, I legit sit behind him, so I even see like how he moves the mouse, everything. Basically, that helped me so much in the first few weeks, and now it's more like I try to understand all the rotations and what do you do as an AD carry in this current meta, what the other enemy AD carries do. I have my replays, I watch every scrim, and basically I'm just like preparing myself to when I come back to be ready to play.
A lot of people say like a break from the game can be kind of helpful for you. In this situation, you're kind of taking a break from playing the game, but you're still very well invested in a lot of their scrims. Do you think like you're becoming like a smarter player?
For sure, for sure. The transition was already in the split when I couldn't play solo queue. Like last 2 weeks of the LCS when I played, I didn't play zero. I played zero solo queue, so it was really just bad. And then before I used to play like 10 games a day and scrims with it, so I was like really tryharding. And then when you don't play solo queue, you have so much time on your hands. So I started watching replays, I started watching anime AD carries, what they do, enemy bot lanes, and then I started understanding so much more of what everyone else does. And sort of like when I played them in LCS, it was much easier to defeat them or play better than them, or I just knew what they will do before they did it. And that felt amazing, and it opened up a different door for me, you know, like you don't have to try hard in solo queue like all the time, play 15 hours a day, just purely mechanics. You have to watch your opponents and get an inspiration somewhere else, and it helps you so much more than playing all the time.
Oh, well, you said you watch a lot of AD carries. Or any of the AD carries that you watch playing in this current event?
Yeah, Prey and Deft, I watched them a lot, and then Uzi, but I didn't watch much of Uzi because it was hard for me to get to see his solo queue plays until he moved to start playing Worlds. But yeah, Prey, I love Prey. That guy is awesome. He loves to play aggressive and he loves to get ahead. Other Korean AD carries, they are more like safe, passive sort of. They still play aggressive, but like Prey is just insane. He just like goes ham and just tries to win alone, and that I respect that a lot. And yeah, Prey is amazing.
All right, then let's move back a little bit to your team. So your team is playing Albus tomorrow. What do you really think about that matchup? Like, how do you really prepare for a team that is probably one of the most random teams to prepare for?
Well, all we have to, like, sort of versus Albus NoX, you have to prepare mentally, because if they win against you and it checks your performance, then you might lose the series against them. But if you don't, then you will. It's best of 5, dude. Like, you will outplay them. Honestly, it's like they're good players, but they're not on top level. They're like sort of how they won games was when they were doing like cheese and Asher, like when they did like a 2-man Ashers, for example, or they tried to tilt someone, like let's say they focused top lane, ganked him 20 times, and then the guys tilted, and then that's the way like how they snowball the games. But I don't really think that will work in best of 5. It's like it might take 1 or 2 games, but like unless we get tilted by it, it's not gonna win them the series.
Talk to me a little bit about Prolly. I know everyone thinks like, oh yeah, Prolly is the last North American hope, but I'm really interested from a different perspective because he's honestly been in Europe for a long time. I think he's fairly well regarded as a coach compared to even a lot of other European coaches. And I know notoriously, or I've heard it's very hard to coach European players. So tell me, what do you think about your coach specifically?
Well, I mean, he's European already, okay? So he's ours.
Okay.
So he's not American. But yeah, I can agree with that because I was in North America for a while and then I played in Europe. So I know European players are way harder to coach because for some reason it's just culture, like ego, way bigger, and a lot of like immature players in Europe are playing currently. So it's very hard to coach them. And yeah, I can agree with that, but like Prol is among the best coaches in Europe, and everyone knows that. So like a lot of players respect him, and me included, I respect him a lot, and we try to listen to him as much as possible because like you learn to respect your coach when he's always sort of right. It's like he always says something, and then you're like, that's the European thing. I don't think so. And then in the end, it's the truth, and then you start respecting him more and more, and start listening to him more and more, and that's sort of like a Prol story.
Well, you talked to me a little bit about how European players could have like really big egos, they're hard to coach. What do you think Europe as a region needs to do to move forward? Because I know a lot of people talked about how like even though H2K made it through, Europe as a region maybe fell behind NA a little bit due to NA like improving their infrastructure a lot this year.
Well, it's very hard because I think it's very culture different because Europeans, there's a lot of countries like, like usually for me, the third world countries, like they have players that are more humble or like they respect others more, and then there are like the first world countries, whatever, like which they sort of get spoiled by their parents, and then that way when they're really young, and then everyone starts admiring them and respecting them, it gets into their head, So that's like the story of League in Europe. If you start playing too early and too young, it influences you and makes you different. But like for sure, if we had like more sports psychologists or like a bigger coaching group, they will help for sure. Because like when I was in North America, we had way more stuff than in Europe. European teams, they don't really put much like money into it, and that's a shame for sure.
So let me just get some predictions to close out the quarterfinals. So currently we have ROX versus EDG. How do you think that's going to go?
ROX is gonna either 3-0 or 3-1 because they're just better, and then like we played against them, and then the way they play, they outplay opponents a lot. And I don't feel like EDG, they have good individual players, but it just it's not it just doesn't feel like they are the team to win. And then you look at ROX and they're like so friendly with each other. Like every time I see them, they're joking around, and when I see them play, I see that they're playing for fun, in scrims and enjoying the game. And it just feels so much different looking at EDG and looking at ROX, because I feel like, again, EDG, they have like a big ego, like that. Honestly, I would have swallowed if I had so many fans in China, but like, I mean, in the end, it's just who is the better team. It's not anymore who has better players.
Then what about the H2K Albus matchup? You already kind of said that you guys had the advantage there. What's it look like in terms of game record?
Game record? What do you mean right now?
Like is it going to be a 3-0? Is it going to be a 3-1?
Okay. I think it's going to be 3-1 for us, because they might like do something cheesy that will shake us and lose us our game. But then if we are able to reset, we will not lose any other game. So it is a lot about mindset for us. Like it's everyone says it, and I say it as well. Like H2K, the only opponent we are scared of is ourselves. Like if we tilt each other, then it's doomed. If we don't, we can win against everyone.
And finally, earlier in the interview, you talked about how like you were injured, but you're gonna but you might potentially come back. So is that kind of what the future looks like for you? You're looking to continue on as a player in the future, or is there maybe another avenue for you to kind of experiment in?
So I don't know yet. I love playing. League is my life. It's insane. I wouldn't be anywhere close where I'm now if I wouldn't be playing League and just meet so many people, but like, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen with the hand because I have to go back and start like go to the doctors because I had like 2 months rehab now, and it has been helping a bit, but it hasn't been helping so much as it should have. So I have to go back and start doing like a research or like some treatment, other treatment, and that will tell me if I'll be able to play in spring or not. But even if I would take a break from spring, I would come back to playing because I have to play. It's my passion and it's my dream. I have to play.
Fair enough. Do you have anything final you want to say out to your fans out there, people who kind of want to watch you play but can't right now?
Thanks, guys, for supporting me even though I'm injured. It's been pretty hard this split for me, but I love you guys. I enjoy playing so much, and I hope I will come back and show that I can be the best. And thanks for everyone for supporting H2K and rooting for us. We will need you guys, and I hope we will win.
Well, I'm Scar here from theScore eSports here with one of the best AD carries in the EU. You can find more of our content online or on our mobile app. Thank you guys. Hope you guys have a nice day.